If you want to drive into Lower Manhattan, that will now cost you $15. New York City has just embarked on a transformative journey with the announcement of its new congestion pricing plan, which is a huge shift in urban transportation policy. This initiative just might be the most significant American transportation experiment in decades, and it aims to address the chronic traffic congestion in central Manhattan. This is the first time traffic congestion pricing has ever been done in the United States, and it could result in a potential revolution in urban mobility across the country. For decades, American cities, especially dense metropolises like Manhattan, have been plagued by severe traffic congestion. Traditional methods such as expanding road infrastructure and widening highways doesn't work, and only leads to more traffic and car dependence. This traffic congestion pricing approach involves charging vehicles who enter specific areas of the city during peak hours. And it's a really good idea. Here's why. So, how will the pricing work? Well, the congestion pricing in New York City will affect drivers entering the Central Business District, which is an area spanning from 60th Street in Manhattan down to the southern tip of the financial district. Essentially, that means that most drivers heading into Midtown Manhattan or areas farther south will pay a toll that will be $15 in most cases. With that being said, traffic congestion plans have worked in a lot of other major cities around the world, like Singapore, London, and Stockholm. The goal of congestion pricing is to decrease vehicle numbers in congested zones, thereby creating better traffic flow, enhancing air quality, and generating vital revenue for public transportation improvements. Manhattan streets are constantly gridlocked, and with this plan to charge drivers who drive in Manhattan south of 60th Street, it could bring in some much-needed revenue for the Metropolitan Transit Authority, or MTA. New York City's commitment to implement congestion pricing in 2024 is a significant milestone in U.S. urban policy. By introducing fees for vehicles, the city aims to deter driving in these densely populated areas, therefore alleviating traffic congestion on some of the busiest roads in the country. This strategy is expected to bolster the MTA's train and bus services with increased ridership and financial support. The potential success of New York City's congestion pricing plan could serve as an example for implementing this in other American cities that are grappling with similar issues of traffic congestion and public transportation funding shortfalls. If it's successful, New York City's model could inspire a nationwide reevaluation of urban transportation strategies. At its core, congestion pricing is an economically driven solution. It addresses the inefficiency of perceived free roads, which leads to their overuse. By applying a cost during peak times, congestion pricing urges drivers to alter their travel behaviors, similar to how dynamic pricing models are in other travel sectors like airlines. This method of demand management is considered more effective and sustainable than simply expanding road infrastructure. And it's proven to work. Across the globe, various cities have demonstrated the effectiveness of congestion pricing. In 2006, Stockholm introduced congestion pricing in its business district, and initially it faced opposition, but it gained support after a successful pilot program. The system reduced traffic by 20% and it increased public transit usage. The tolls vary depending on the time of day and season, but they contribute $92 million annually to the city's transportation improvements. The tolling process uses license plate cameras, and exemptions are limited to only emergency and disability vehicles. This system is now broadly accepted in Stockholm, and it has very few issues. Stockholm serves as a great example of how successful congestion pricing initiatives can be. However, the rollout of congestion pricing in New York City will not be without its challenges. Many people have argued that they already pay tolls to enter Manhattan. And the city has approved a $5 credit for passenger vehicle drivers who already pay tolls to use the Lincoln, Holland, Queens Midtown, and Brooklyn Battery tunnels. New York City's congestion pricing is more than a mere traffic management tool. It represents a catalyst for urban revitalization. By limiting car traffic, the city has a great opportunity to re-envision its streetscapes and create more public spaces and green areas to make its streets more pedestrian friendly. This transformation could foster a more livable urban environment in the city. Looking back to Europe, many European cities like Amsterdam have embraced car-free streets with lots of green space. Green space is limited in most of New York City. So because this traffic congestion plan will reduce the number of cars on the road, it presents a new opportunity for the city to potentially bring more green space to its streets, which would lead to a better walking and living experience for residents. The benefits of reduced traffic extend beyond simply easing congestion. It also improves air quality because there's fewer vehicles on the road, which directly impacts public health, allowing city residents to, enjoy better air quality. The success of New York City's congestion pricing scheme could set a precedent for other US cities. A successful implementation in New York would likely inspire cities across the country to adopt similar measures. This domino effect could initiate a nationwide urban renaissance where American cities become more efficient, less polluted, and more focused on sustainable living. New York's congestion pricing is a shift from prioritizing roads to prioritizing public transport and sustainable modes of travel. The city is taking a significant step towards a future where streets are not dominated by cars, but are shared spaces that pedestrians, public transit, and cars can all share. The revenue generated from the fees will fund improvements in public transportation, making it more accessible and efficient. The successful implementation of congestion pricing will heavily rely on advanced technology. Automated tolling systems and real-time traffic monitoring will play a crucial role in managing the congestion pricing plan effectively and efficiently. New York City's congestion pricing is a bold step towards a long-term vision for an environmentally friendly and economically vibrant city. It represents a commitment to tackling urban challenges while setting an example for cities worldwide. This bold step is not only pivotal for reshaping urban transportation in the US, but also holds significant global relevance as cities worldwide grapple with similar challenges. As this experiment unfolds, it promises to transform American cities into more efficient, less congested, and environmentally friendly spaces, enhancing the quality of life for urban residents and setting a new standard for urban mobility.